Does how the permits are issued matter? As noted earlier, the government could issue permits either by an auction or could issue permits to firms following an algorithm or the advice of experts. Whether the choice matters depends on what matters. How permits are issued does not matter if the goal is to reduce pollution efficiently. However, if the goal is to increase income for some people and to reduce income for others, how the permits are issued matters a great deal. If the permits are issued at auction, firms reduce pollution at the lowest possible cost. The firms with high costs of reducing pollution are willing to pay more for the permits than firms with low cost. Therefore, the high-cost firms purchase permits, the low-cost firms do not, and only low-cost firms abate. Firms trade permits issued for free until the final allocation reduces pollution at the lowest possible cost, regardless of how they are issued. For example, suppose that two firms each currently emit 5 tons of pollution. The government issues 4 pollution permits, and each permit allows a firm to emit 1 ton of pollution. Since the current level of pollution is 2 times 5 equals 10 tons, and the government issues only 4 permits, the firms must abate 6 tons. Suppose that the most efficient way to abate 6 tons is for firm A to abate 2 tons and to emit 3 tons, and for firm B to abate 4 tons and to emit 1 ton. If the government issues all 4 permits to firm A sells 1 permit to firm B, and the final allocation is 3 and 1. If the government issues 3 permits to firm A and 1 to firm B, no trade occurs, and the final allocation is again 3 and 1. If the government issues 2 permits to firm A and 2 to firm B, firm A buys 1 permit from firm B, and the final allocation is 3 and 1. If the government issues 1 permit to firm A and 3 to firm B, firm A buys 2 permits from firm B, and the final allocation is 3 and 1. If the government issues all 4 permits to firm B, firm A buys 3 permits from firm B, and the final allocation is again 3 and 1. However, how the permits are issued matters greatly to the firms and government because the choice creates winners and losers. When permits are issued at auction, firms must pay and the government receives income from the sales. When the permits are issued for free, firms want a large share of the permits because permits are valuable assets. A larger share of the permits issued reduces the cost the firm must pay to acquire additional permits when it is a buyer and increases the revenue it receives when it is a seller. Therefore, the decision about how to issue permits is contentious. Firms often spend substantial sums of money to lobby legislatures to avoid auctions and to obtain larger shares of the free permits.